of a sudden, I found myself in love with the whirl, so there was only one thing that I could do, was ding-a-ding-dang, my dang-along-ling-long.
You know,
Like I said, my whole career was about trying to avoid being struck and just get into clinches, because the moment that I got into some type of clinch, whether it be a clinch, a takedown, or just jamming the opponent up against the cage wall, you neutralize 90+% of their capability.
no.
I mean, even now, yourself, when you watch like mixed martial arts, do you actually look upon this as a real fight?
Do I look at it as a real fight?
Yeah.
With a few caveats, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like boxing.
Well, I mean, the caveats are that there's time. I mean, there's time limits. You get breaks, so on and so forth. I mean, a real fight doesn't have those elements, right?
Correct.
But aside of that, yeah, it's a real fight.
But then,
it's not entertainment.
But then, okay, boxing and to me, I look upon almost all of the things now and the pugilistic arts as nice little competitions. That's all they are. Because, like, use boxing as an example. If we're boxing and you knock me down, the referee's going to back you up. He's going to allow me up to a 10 count to get up to my feet, and then he's going to come up there, wipe my gloves on off. He's going to hold up. He's going to hold up 3 fingers. And he's going to say, "How many do you see?" And I'm going to say 2. He's going, "You're good to go." And here we go. But if I should then clinch you in a boxing match, what's that referee going to do? He's going to say, "Oh no, fellas, no, it separates you." So all of the boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, they all have so many rules to them. The same way that Ultimate Fighting Championships, the closest they were ever to a real fight was back in the day of the no holds barred.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
But it was too much for society. It was too much for athletic commissions. It was too much for.
I don't think that. I think it was too much for just a few people. Most people were quite enjoying it, like me.
Well,
right. I think they had, for a good business model, they had to legitimize it. And there's political pressure. The only way to legitimize it is to get the athletic commissions on board. To get the athletic commissions on board, you have to appease the politicians and so on and so forth. And there you go. Now you can't kick a guy on the ground. Now you can't headbutt. Now you can't bite somebody.
Well, that was one of the rules. Now you just
I know, but
you crossed the line there now.
Hey, I've been in real fights before, and I've been bitten. Some guy bit me on the leg once. So I was even like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, that's you want to talk about real fights? He bit me. I didn't really care. I was just sort of shocked. I was like, "Biting? Really? Is that where we're going with this?" You know. So yeah, no, I think that they're real fights, but there's some parameters around them, right? Mm-hmm. Because. You know, I remember, I think it was George St. Pierre said, if you wanted to have it be a real fight, don't put any time limits on it. Just let guys go until they gas out. But he says this coming from a good cardio background and a great wrestling background and a great jiu-jitsu background and a good boxer. He could say that.
George epitomizes what a true athlete is. And again, my opinion, I really enjoyed the way he approached himself. But then from a promoter's aspect, you need this contrast. You need the Conor McGregors who talk trash and stuff like this. It's kind of like you need guys who wear chains around their neck and they howl at the moon. And you got
Are you talking about, who would do that? Rampage Jackson, maybe.
You got guys that have swords tattooed on their chest and stuff like this, and people refer to them as different type of tattoos. But you need controversy.
What are you saying about my tattoo?
No, I wasn't saying that about yours whatsoever. I'm talking about.
You want to wrestle?
Well, we do have padded walls out here, don't we? We're close.
We're good to go. It said that we're in a square instead of an octagon, but let's do it. No, all right. Forget about it. I think you probably squash me,
but I'm old and fragile now. You know.
I think you probably still take me out. I'd go to swing at him once and find myself eating the carpet. You know, we'll not even go test that. But anyway, so what do you think of the new guys up and coming? They spend so much time on, like, I don't know. Sometimes you see the strategy in it. Like Tyrone Woodley is a good example. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's the welterweight champion right now. In fact, I mean, he's brilliant at his tactics, strategic all the way. Extremely good wrestler. Nobody wants to see him fight because he's so strategic. He never really gets into it with anybody. I mean, he's in my opinion, he's that good that nobody could really actually into the, right now. Nobody's challenging him well. He's a great boxer. He's a great wrestler. Great jiu-jitsu. Not great jiu-jitsu. He's okay, but I mean, he's a great wrestler. You can't beat him.
Or do you know where you ended up wrestling at in the first place? Where
he
hailed
did?
from?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He's the welterweight champion right now in the UFC, and a lot of people don't like him. I think, I don't know. Part of it's just because people think he avoids a lot of other competitors, but the truth is the welterweight division is kind of boring right now. Who is your I mean, if you have to look back, you must think about this sometimes. Who's your toughest fight? I mean, who gave you the most problems?
Well, the type of or the caliber type of athlete would be another wrestler, because if that was the strength that I brought to the table. So if I went up against another grappler, such as I'll throw some names. There was a Dave Beneteau, that Canadian wrestler, that was an Olympic team member. Mark Coleman, another world class wrestler there. Those are kind of people that
you never fought Mark, though, did you?
Yeah, no, I did fight Mark. Yes.
Oh, did
yeah.
you win?
No.
Oh, that's one of your three.
Yeah. He was.
Was that before he lost to?
No,
to Pete?
No. It was. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, it was before.
Before he lost to Pete, because that was not necessarily in his heyday. I mean, he was kind of at the end of his UFC highlight career when he fought Pete. He wasn't really in the.
Well,
this is the third party. This is what would you call it? Just a fan's view, right? Mark was kind of on the not. I'm not saying he was off the mountain. He was on the slope down, and Pete was kind of going on his way up, right? When he beat him, and he just got gassed. He got kicked in the face. What are you going to do?
Well, again, I don't know what. Let's put it like this: Mark was busted for steroids in college wrestling.
Well, you could tell. Look,
and then when he got involved in this no holds barred mixed martial arts, there was no testing that was taking place.
Don't get that big by doing push-ups.
Yeah, so it's again, that's where I tend to call a spade at times. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Mark. I like
I'm
Mark.
not saying they're not good people. I'm not, him or Ken or anybody else who's done whatever. Yeah. They do what they do.
I've been approached by a couple of different companies over my career, and they're like, Dan, we'll take care of all your financial problems, stuff like that. We just want a little bit of a percentage of the winnings, but part of the deal is we want you to get with